Hi B6 friends. Today we are going to do math lesson 6-3. Before we do, I wanted to review a little bit from yesterday. We talked about adding and subtracting 100 to a 3-digit number. So let's do a little practice with that all together. Let's look at 329. My eyes are going to go right to the hundreds. If I'm adding 100, I'm just going to add 1 to the 3 and get 429. If I'm subtracting 100, I'm going to get 229. Let's look at 456. And my eyes again are going to go right to the hundreds. If I'm adding 100, my answer is going to be, you say it first, 556. Good job. If I'm subtracting 100, I'm going to look at my hundreds. 4 take away 1 is 3, exactly. So our answer is 356. As we look at 792, look at the hundreds, add 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. So 792 plus 100 would be 892. 792 take away 100. What do you think? 692. Good job. 609 plus 100. You say it first. 709. Good job. 609 take away 100. 509. Good job. Well, the focus for today's lesson is going to be comparing numbers using the greater than, less than, and equal to signs, which I know you've done a lot of between last year and this year. But we're going to be comparing numbers with 3 digits, which means we're going to go up to 999. I know that's super exciting because you guys love big numbers. So yes, this is it. Let's take a look at our first example. As we look at 342, and we want to compare it to 271. We want to look at the hundreds first of all. If I had M&Ms, which you guys know I love, if I had a pile of 342 and I had another pile of 271, they would just look like two big piles to me. I wouldn't necessarily be able to look at them and say, oh, I know this one's greater, or I know this one is greater. So what we want to do is look at the numbers. Go to the hundreds. 3 is greater than 2. So that means 342 is greater than 271. If you're not sure and you can't visualize that, go ahead and draw the hundreds. In the number 342, there are 3 hundreds. In the number 271, there are 2 hundreds. It's easy to see here that 3 is greater than 2, which is why 342 is greater than 271. As we look at this example, we've got 750, 502. So again, we're going to look at, or 507, I'm sorry. We're going to look at the hundreds, 700s, 500s. What is greater? Yep, 700s is greater, which means that this number is greater than this number. Will you read that with me? 750 is greater than 507. Okay, good job. Looking down here, looking at that going, the numbers are the same. I've got an 8, a 0, and a 2, and an 8, a 0, and a 2. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look at the hundreds. 800, 800. Uh-oh, they're the same. What do you think I should do? Think about it. Exactly. Let's look at the tens. 0 tens, 2 tens. Which is greater, friends? 0 tens or 2 tens? You're right. 2 tens is greater. So we are going to put the sign going this way. Will you read it with me? 802 is less than 820. Okay, good job. Let's look over at this example right here. We are looking at 35 and 245. So again, think about the hundreds. In this number, how many hundreds are there? Exactly, there are 2. In this number, I'm going to draw my lines because that always helps me. This is the ones, this is the tens, this is the hundreds. How many hundreds are there? I'm going to go ahead and write it. Well, now when I compare those numbers, I can see that 0 hundreds and 2 hundreds, 2 is definitely greater than 0. So let's read this equation together. 35 is less than 245. Very good. Don't forget our old friend equal to 600s, 600s. They're the same. I'm going to go to the tens. 4 tens, 4 tens. They're the same. What should I do? Yep, I'm going to go to the ones. 8 ones, 8 ones. So every number in each place value spot is the same, which means that we use our equal to sign. Can you read this equation with me? 648 is equal to 648. You'll be practicing this a lot today on Think Central. Let's just do a couple of more before you get going on your own assignment. We've got 736, 763. What should I do first? Look at the hundreds. Good job. 700s, 700s. They're the same. So what's my next step? Look at the tens. Good job. I'm just going to circle it. 3 tens, 6 tens. I'm not exactly sure. It's hard for me to visualize right now. So I'm going to draw them. 3 tens, 6 tens. Oh, now I can really see that if my hundreds are the same, but I've got more tens on this side, this is going to be the greater number. Will you read it with me? 736 is less than 763. We know that the greater sign opens up to the biggest number. I'd rather have 763 M&Ms than 736. Actually, I'd take any. All right, let's do one more together, friends. 428, 421. I want you to think about it. Look at the hundreds, look at the tens, look at the ones. Which way would your sign go? The same, the same. This is greater than. Excellent. Read it with me. 428 is greater than 421. All right, excellent, boys and girls. This is, again, lesson 6-3. This is the lesson you're going to do when you go on to Think Central, and most of your examples will look just like the ones that we did. Remember, on these videos, the cool part is that you can go back and re-watch it, part of it, all of it, if there's any part that you didn't understand. So, bye for now.